Slaymates, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new here, I'm Kimmy. First off, I just passed 200 subscribers and I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming along with me on my weird little YouTube journey. And second, today I have another Am I the A-hole story concerning a little coworker drama. So I have the squeaky hammer of justice and my red flag ready, and let's grab our libation of choice and address this mess. Today's story is called Am I the A-hole for telling my coworker I would never go out with her son? Let's see what happened. I, 20 female, just started working at a new job a few weeks ago. Everything has been smooth sailing with my coworkers, all fun, cool people, until yesterday. For a little context before I get into it, my assistant manager, Sherry, 45 female, has a son, Travis, 19 male. When I first started working and met her, the topic of relationships came up and she asked if I was single. I told her yes. I got out of a long-term relationship this past July and I'm thinking about jumping back into the dating pool. She told me her son was around my age and that we would probably like each other, and asked if I would be interested. I told her to let me think about it and I would get back to her. That was about 6 weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago, I decided that going on a couple of first dates or outings with new people couldn't be too bad of an idea, so I told Sherry to let Travis know I was interested if he wanted to meet for a coffee or something and test the waters, but that I probably wouldn't be free until just after the new year because I'm busy with work, personal and family stuff. She said that sounded fine, and then yesterday happened. Now, first off, I kind of want to wave the flag a little bit here because you ever hear the saying, don't shit where you eat?
Don't dip the pen in company ink?
It generally means don't get into romantic entanglements with, coworkers and all that. And in this case, I think it's very ill-advised to also get involved with family members, and especially in this case because it is the family member of somebody that has a position of power over OP. Who knows if for whatever reason OP doesn't like, Travis, which we already have that idea because of the title, that Sherry might get all up in her feelings about it and decide to maybe retaliate or just make life difficult for OP. So it was probably definitely best that just nope and never agreed to this in the first place, and we are about to find out why, I'm sure. Sherry was talking in the back room with two of my other coworkers who are also moms about their kids. At some point they were making jokes about spoiling their kids, and Sherry said Travis doesn't even make himself a sandwich, just goes to the kitchen, sits there and pouts because he knows mama will come and do it for him. No. Huge red flag if he can't do anything by himself, and it seems like that he's gonna want anyone that he's in a relationship with to fulfill the same role. So, essentially he'd probably be looking for someone to mother him or potentially a bang maid. I rarely use this term, but I absolutely felt icked out by that. I asked her if she was being serious and she laughed and said, yes, he's just a mama's boy. As we were leaving later, I pulled her aside and told her that I wasn't interested in going out with her son anymore. After she pressed me about why several times, I admitted that the sandwich thing turned me off and that I would never go out with a man who seemed so dependent or unwilling to do things himself. Sherry got upset and told me that I'm not a mom and I don't know what I'm talking about, and I surely still expect my parents to do things for me, and stormed off. I'm getting off my break here in a minute, but she hasn't spoken to me all day and I wonder if I'm in the wrong here. Was I the asshole? Now I'm gonna go like a very gentle, soft, little bit of an asshole agreeing in the first place, because just like I said before, just getting into something like that with a coworker's relative, especially a coworker who's in a position of power for you, and then having to like nope out of it later, yeah, a little bit, but 90% no. I mean, it would have been worse for you, despite all of your misgivings, to go ahead and go through with it anyway, and then just to nope out of it later. Also, it's weird and overbearing that mama was trying to set up her son with coworkers. That's also weird, and I would also say kind of potentially a misuse of her position if she thought that that would get a little leverage to get a yes out of her. 90% not the asshole, 10% little bit of asshole, But I am giving her a pretty big, I'm giving OP a pretty big pass, because she's young, and your 20s are when you do dumb shit like this. I do think that it was inappropriate for her assistant manager to put her in that position in the first place. It didn't seem like in this case that OP didn't feel like she was kind of pressured because she was the assistant manager, but I do feel like that there could be potential for that if she tries to pull this again with other people. That could be potential for someone to feel pressured to say yes. But I will give the OP the where credits due, that she did assert herself and say no once she saw something that she didn't like. Even if this wasn't a manager's kid, massive overbearing mom vibes. And unless that's how you want to live your life with somebody, to have mother-in-law constantly over your shoulder, that's also a bad idea too. That is all I have today. So what do you think about today's story? Just go ahead and let me know in the comments below if you have any thoughts, opinions. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What have you? If you like what you see here, just gently stroke the like and subscribe button and stimulate that algorithm. And until it's time to come slay with me, go slay with yourselves. Bye.